Welcome back to Animaybe, where we make an anime maybe.
Baby.
I'm one of your hosts, DJ.
I'm also one of your hosts, Eric.
And we are here back at you again.
No Ray.
No Ray.
No Fast Rat.
No soon to be announced, hopefully, extra special guest.
I said it.
Oh, that's their nickname?
No, he gets the joke. No one listening does.
Okay, fair enough.
It's because his speed stats just so high.
All right. Well,
It's
Eric,
a Rampage 2 joke.
I see. Eric, I see you over there with that genre hat.
I got that green hat. I'm gonna grip and sip. Well,
you don't look too happy. Just might be one of them days.
this was bound to happen someday. We've done it. We have drawn...
We did it, everyone!
Oh, you think we've done one thing, we've done a different thing. Believe it or not, we now have to make an action-heavy Isekai. Do you want me to draw a third one?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
All right. Can you give me about 3 of them trippy tropes?
You got
And
it.
do me a favor, if it's one we just drew, throw it back.
You got it.
Because I don't want to have to do the same one twice in a day. Here we go. Mystery of Silence. A little more Mystery of Silence.
What?
Is it a ray?
Yeah.
Do you want me to look at it?
No, I can read it.
Okay, let's decipher this.
Even though it is
Dead Sea.
misspelled.
Let's decipher this Dead Sea Scroll.
Wait, one of these is a +1.
Well,
Okay.
read it for us.
Okay. So starting us off, we have underage for situation characters.
Perfect. Okay.
I don't get Ray's. A cynical illustrator that hates the world.
Is that like for me when I make it? Like, is that an art style card? I'm not sure I get that one either.
Okay, we're gonna take that one out.
I mean, we're gonna use it. We're not
I
using.
don't know how to use that. Is that like our main character?
I don't know. What are the other ones you pulled?
Oh no, fuck it. No, it's a host choice.
Okay. Do you choose to put the one Ray picked back?
I know what I do.
Okay, well.
Actually, you know what? That could be our main boy.
I feel like that's too much. Like, it's giving us too much right off the bat.
All right, then
I
I
want to.
will put it back.
I'm gonna have to have a sit down with him. Go ahead, sir. I'm all
We really
ears.
need to have a talk with Ray.
What the fuck did he do now?
Competitive ska bands in mid-90s.
I love that. I don't. That's gonna be hard to make an anime of, but I love.
It's also an isekai.
Yeah, he's reborn in a ska band, or he's reborn as a ska instrument. Please in the band though.
Okay.
So he's reborn as a ska band,
He's as a ska band?
as a member of a ska band.
Okay. Well, add a Sasuke.
Okay.
+1 for that one.
How long is it going to take you to pull 3 cards?
Overly complex relationship web?
Oh, it's going to take you a while, huh? Okay, go ahead.
No, that was it.
No, I know. Well, we have a whole ska band.
Okay.
Multiple ones, apparently. And it's... I forgot it was action heavy.
Also, should I just put this other one back? Because I still have like another one that's a +1.
Well, if you got +1s, you got to pull more. What's
All
it
right.
say?
A childhood friend has a...
Okay, now pull a card right now. Now, what does that card say?
Alternative history.
A childhood friend has an alternative history. Okay, so now does that mean that there's a second isekai person in this world?
Ooh, I like that.
I've defeated you +1 card.
Well done, Eric. That was some
Wait,
thinking
wait.
on your feet.
I'm sorry. Can I jump right into the premise of this show?
Absolutely.
Do we live in a world where every ska band is led by a person who's been isekai'd?
Ooh.
And you have to be the best ska band to go back to your world?
It's just a giant battle of the bands.
It's a giant battle of the bands in what a lot of people consider to be the worst genre of music. Not me.
I know, not you.
I like ska.
Yes, you do. So do I.
But I think objectively a lot of people think it's bad.
Oh yeah, a lot of people hate ska. It's definitely like one of like the most insulted genres of music, probably next to like country.
But they're like, punk, that's fine though. That's just ska with without the trumpet.
Exactly.
Okay, so our Saul Everyman.
Okay, so just for those of you at home, in case you couldn't keep track of all the dead air and everything, that hopefully we edit out. We have an overly complex relationship web, underaged for situation characters. Oh, that's interesting. So it's a kid ska band. Add a Sasuke, like sauce.
That's the joke.
Don't know why.
I think it's written as a joke that way.
Yeah, because that's definitely your handwriting. Competitive ska bands from in the mid-'90s, and childhood friend has an alternative history.
So I think that the childhood friend with the alternative history, who's apparently also in an isekai, is the Sasuke.
Yeah.
Or at least another isekai child in another ska band.
Okay.
Do we want this to be a world where ska bands rove the wilderness like random encounters in an RPG? And when you encounter another,
I'm sorry. I was like trying to like think of
You're
like,
like,
a world setting.
I was having a fever. You must have not said what I think you said. So picture a world like a Final Fantasy style overworld where instead of you run into a random battle, it's not like a group of monsters. You run into a random battle with another ska band. So this is basically Ska Brutal Legend.
Wow.
If I could be more on board for something, I'd like you to show me how.
I say that's pretty good. So like, what was it? Like it starts off like a kid, like maybe our main kid like has their tragic accident. That like bus driver is just like, well, I got to make my 8:00 appointment.
He gets hit by a bus delivering a Yamaha keyboard delivery.
A Casio trumpet.
Yeah, and a Casio trumpet. His death was sad, but very melodic.
I would say when the bus slammed on its brakes, all the instruments just like clattered together and made a beautiful melody.
Right, and so the god of song brought him back into the world of ska, which we have to name by the end of this. But I don't know.
Which will probably be the name of our anime.
Okay, what do you call a ska planet?
One eternity later.
Goddamn.
Ace of Base. Don't look at me like that.
That could just be the name of the show.
Yeah, I know.
The Ace of Base. Just real quick text raid that he's a cuck. Unrelated to what we're talking about. Just
So the child gets isekai'd in the way that we mentioned, and he arrives, or is he greeted by like the god of ska or the god of music?
I think it's got to be the god of music, because if we imply that there's a god of ska, I don't know what kind of world we're agreeing to.
He meets the god of music, maybe, probably.
And they're like, you've lived a life devoid of music. I now
Yeah, he was like on his way to cram school.
send you to the world where you must battle like a band.
Well, maybe, yeah. He's like, I'm gonna teach you how great life can be with music, and then it just like the curtains like fall back.
So it's David's Technicolor Dreamcoat, but he's a ska version of David's Technicolor Dreamcoat. is the god of music. You look like
That sounds amazing.
You look like you're at the orphanage where Stuart Little got adopted from, and you're not Stuart Little. I know this is apropos of nothing, but this was pointed out to me in a YouTube video I was watching recently that Stuart Little makes no sense because in a world of an orphanage of children, the mouse child is the one who gets adopted, and all the kids are happy about it. They're like, "Good luck, Stuart." Not like, "Fuck, a mouse is a better child than me." Goddamn, Hugh Laurie, savage.
Was Hugh Laurie the dad in that?
Yep.
Wow.
It's Hugh Laurie and Trinity from The Matrix are the parents.
Wow.
And the bad guy was...
Danny DeVito.
I think it was actually James Woods.
Even better.
As a talking bird. Or he might... I know he's either the bad guy, the first one, or the second one. We'll cut all this.
Nope.
So James Woods, the god of music. in his Technicolor Dreamcoat reborns this Japanese schoolboy who's a super studyholic into a world where he is now
world of music.
He's now forced into the world of jet set radio, basically.
Except ska.
Except ska. Well, around the world.
Yeah.
Where he is born into a clan, and he is the next head of the clan ska warrior.
So, but then he grows up in this clan. So he's like, maybe it's like, maybe like at first like 2 or 3 episodes is like him like.
We would have him ghost jack this person who's been growing up as a husk.
I don't think he ghost jacks them because they have to be underage for the situation. So like he's got to like be like kind of, we have to show him like adapting.
Okay.
And then like you can't have like a kid punk or kid ska. That's stupid.
Sure you can.
No, I disagree.
You're wrong.
I disagree.
You're absolutely wrong.
Explain to me how I'm wrong.
You take a kid, you put him in checkered pants. You have a ska kid.
I don't want to have a ska kid.
I don't want there to be ska kids either, but the cards demand a ska kid.
No. See, this is what I'm saying. We have to show him also to get his childhood friend. So like he meets this other kid who's like all looks equally just as lost as he does. And then they're like, what the hell's going on? And they work together to kind of like try to figure out like to kind of make their way together, and like their Isekai to like bond makes them friends. And then they grow up and it's like, yeah, I'll be the trumpet player, you'll be the fucking bassist. Let's rock.
And because he's such a studyholic, and he knows he's like the only way out of this is to be the best trumpet player, he puts all of his studying power into learning to play an instrument. So he learns to play an instrument in like a classical way, but he's in a ska band, so it creates a whole new flavor of ska.
Okay. All right.
Soft rock ska. So he's got this like ska band, and I don't think we need to go full Brutal Legend with it to explain like the class system of like what kind of ska instrument has what effect in an RPG style battle. No. But we also said this is action heavy, so they are going to be shooting sound magic at each other of some kind.
Oh fuck! I forgot about that.
Action heavy. Now that could be taken as like action, or like.
No, what you said.
Right, so combat style action, not like sexual picnics.
What?
It's a thing that a college professor I had would say.
Okay,
it's not important.
All right, so let me just make sure. Okay, we checked this box. We checked that box. We checked. We definitely checked ska bands from the mid '90s. Check that one. We just need our overly complex relationship web. So so our other bandmates. So how many people make a ska band?
It's between 2 and 17.
All right. So who plays the garden hose?
How many people are just skanking?
What's that mean?
The dance? Do you not know how to skank?
No.
Oh, sweet baby.
I cannot.
And then I asked you, do you even remember what you asked me that led you to watching that whole video?
No.
Right. So you asked how many people should be in a ska band.
Oh, yeah.
So like I said, it depends on how many of the people in the band are just skanking. We just had to cut away so that I could show DJ a video about what skanking is, because my ass ain't going to do that in public.
Well, I'm glad now I know. I got to learn from some fucking loser on the internet what skanking is.
We're making a podcast right now. Do you want to throw stones about losers on the internet?
No.
Damn, that got real fast, huh?
Real sad.
Oh no, a strong sad. My favorite home star. No one likes strong sad.
I don't remember Strong Sad.
He's the one who looks like the depression thing. He's just a big gray blob with a sad face.
No.
None of this matters. Okay, so I don't know, like 6, 7 people. You gotta have a singer, you gotta have a trumpet, you gotta have a guitar, a bass, a drummer.
Wait, so trumpet, drums, guitar, bass, vocals, skanker.
I was gonna say keyboard.
Keyboard.
I don't know. That's probably enough.
3 more skankers.
That's probably like you could do like another singer and some more skankers, but that's probably enough. Like you probably only need the 5. Like you don't even need the keyboard really, and you could have the singer also be a guitar player
And a skanker.
But like you could also do the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones where they have like 5 people playing horns.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have made the God of the World the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, done in the style of Bohemian Rhapsody, where they're all standing like, "Is this me?" and they all speak in one voice, but they still sound like a gravel volcano.
Now there's a picture for the background of the thumbnail.
Yeah, except that doesn't make any sense for a ska band.
Well, no, they're just in the background, like etched into a mountain's face.
That's way more work than I'm going to put into it. You go ahead. If you want to draw the guys from Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Nope.
So if we're talking about a complex relationship web, he's Isekai, and obviously one of the other people in the band has to have feelings for him romantically, possibly childhood friend. Also, if we want to do the yaoi angle, and then you take the Lego pieces and you stick them where they're studs.
Yeah.
Maybe the drummer really likes the girl who likes the main character, but the main character, he just wants to study so that he can get out of ska hell.
Yes, so that he can get back to studying for what real matters.
And then the other guy in the band, he just really thinks that a famous ska general or ska leader of a rival ska faction is really hot, and they'll fight them later on in the story, and it'll lead to a moment of near betrayal, but personal growth for the group.
Well, we did it again, everyone.
And then you just copy pasta that into every other ska group that shows up. That number is lying. We're not done.
I know. There's 6
You
minutes.
watched like a 10-minute ska video.
It was 7 minutes full length, and we watched 5 of it.
Okay, whatever. That's still a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Especially when there was only music in half of it.
Yeah. Okay, so what else do we need?
How does the combat work?
Is it just like Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
I really feel like that's probably the best way to visualize it. Is like
Yeah.
is like the battle of the bands.
Yeah.
But I kind of like Crash and the Boys version of it more, where they stopped playing instruments and started playing sound directly.
Yeah.
We'll hold them back with our sound. I love me some Scott Pilgrim.
Pretty good.
Yeah, the movie's all right. The middle of it.
The movie's all right.
Just don't watch the last 10 minutes or the first 10 minutes. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be like shooting like lasers of sound out of his trumpet. Is that what we're thinking is gonna happen?
Like a fucking a sound cannon.
Yeah,
that trumpet's got a wide mouth.
I've literally slowly been trying to like nonchalantly clutch through my own memories to try to remember the name of the tuba playing Patapon hero.
Not Dokapon.
2,000 years later.
I got it.
What is it?
It's Jomsh.
Jumps.
Loser! You're a loser!
So that's their name.
Yep.
Whose name?
Literally, I didn't want to name anyone that. I was just trying to say, when he fights with his horn magic, is it like Jomsh? That's why I said not to.
I thought you wanted it to be someone's name.
So yeah, they're just like a magical musical combat. They're just throwing sick hot beats at each other, and they're visualized as like musical lasers and rockets and
Yeah, like
smart
drums
bombs.
like send out like kind of like area or AOE, like just like sound waves out of them.
It could be even dumber than that. We could go full Food Wars with it, where like all of a sudden there's a stand of music behind them, or like, behold my ultimate trumpet attack, and he like puts his trumpet straight up and blows the trumpet, and like a nuclear missile visual launch comes out of the trumpet, and it flies right at them, and when it hits them, it's just they get just hit with the sound of a trumpet, and they're just blown away by it. They're like, oh, his ska is so strong.
I've never heard such a clear and crisp tone.
But it's like stuff like that, like people can like slap the bass.
Yeah.
And like reflect attacks and stuff like that, like just real dumb shit.
Okay. I fucking love it.
And eventually, the Battle of the Bands, they're on like stages, which are probably tanks. Like they're riding on a moving tank, sort of like the Rock Crusher in Brutal Legend.
They all got fucking torn off sleeves and like
It's ska.
vests.
It's ska. They're wearing denim.
But yeah, like denim vests.
Checkers, denim, ties, but not shirts with collars.
Yeah, like loose ties.
Like
ties tied but then pulled loose.
Newsy hats. They got like Mario hats on. That sort of shit.
Ska's awful.
The aesthetic of ska is very hard to make appealing.
It's hard
its
to
own.
defend.
I don't hate, like, if you really think about it, and you're gonna look at me and you're gonna be like, fuck off, then you'll think about it for a second. If you think about it, the visual clothing design in JoJo is almost ska.
Yeah, kinda.
Like, it doesn't have enough checkerboards, but other than that, it's pretty much ska.
I mean, like, what was that?
And no one in JoJo has ever worn shorts. So that's sort of what we think the comics gonna be like, right?
Yeah.
And then just every single ska band has like a stupid relationship crush or man crush on other people in other ska bands, to the point where it's like, I need a Excel file to keep this straight.
It's so easy just to say, like, yeah, these other characters that we're not gonna talk about, they all love each other too. And then we're gonna make them kiss, and it's gonna be awesome.
I mean, do you have a better way to express an overly complex relationship web in a
At the very end,
in a primer about
when they have their ska battle or battle with God, the God of music,
Skad?
like when they win, shut up. You see all of these characters, they just start to grab their significant other or their romantic interest and bring them close.
The ska god has fallen. Free love is now allowed.
I'd say it's the most ska thing ever. It's the
No.
most punk thing ever.
No, it's not.
Free love.
That's not at all what ska's like.
Sure it is. If there's anything I've learned tonight, that's exactly what ska is.
What are we missing?
Arrival?
I don't think we defined them other than that.
Or they're just like fighting off against. It's just like a band of the week. And like
I don't know if we want to.
Wait, so is it a ska world, or they are just born into the ska clan, and they're fighting off against like other genres of music?
I think it's got to be ska world, because I don't think other bands take ska seriously either.
Well, maybe that's why they're the underdogs, and no one's like, "You're just some ska band. You're punk with trumpets. That's all you are."
Bitch, couldn't afford a trumpet. That's why you punk.
Damn.
Mathematically, I think that checks out, because ska,
But they have more. But punks
ska
have more
bands come
style
from
than fucking
California.
skas.
They grow them there.
What'd you say?
I said ska bands do come from California. They grow them there.
All right, so ska world.
Ska world,
Squirrel.
ska band, skad. Do we want the show to end with him getting out of ska world, or is this one of those things where like this end of the first season, it's not over? Or do we want it to end with, you know what? This is fine. I'll just stay in ska world.
Oh yeah, does he
I'd rather be king of the idiots.
I learned a valuable lesson. There's more things more important than studying.
Like
There's
free
like
love.
ska,
Like
free
ska.
love, like the teachings of ska.
Right. He's like, sure, I could have got into college and died from overworking, but I couldn't have been able to skank. Do you want to do a name?
Let's do a name.
Is there more you want to touch on, or do you want to do a name? I feel like we have a premise. We didn't talk about what the world itself looks like. I just assumed.
Maybe season 2 they take on the universe. Why not? Fuck it.
Scott Pilgrim.
Scott the Pilgrim.
Ew.
That's awful. No, I'm doing the name. You did the name last time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we just switched that off every week. Fine, fuck it, do it.
I thought we just.
You would've-
I thought we switched it every episode.
I don't think we have.
Oh. Well.
Not at 3. DJ's
I think I
picking.
know. Oh yeah.
You just usually do it
Yeah. Just
every
usually do
time.
it, 'cause- well, I didn't think you
Thanks,
liked it.
thanks, dude. Thanks. I did it
Fuck
once. It's too much.
Eric, I did a bad job.
Go ahead.
I did a bad job.
I'm listening. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's the worst one we could have gotten.
Go ahead.
10 plus words. The story how. The quote unquote, the story how.
The story.
Dot.
The story. The story how I died and was reborn as Ska. No, just reborn as Ska.
Reborn in Ska World.
Is that 10?
The story how I was, or the story how I got reborn in Ska World. Shit. The story how I got reborn in a Ska World.
That's 10 words and meets the criteria.
And it has a stupid isekai name.
It is an isekai.
Lest we forget.
We couldn't have had a better time to get the isekai name one than when we actually had an isekai.
Yeah, no kidding, right? I was so scared when we first got it. Then you were, as soon as you started, I was like, oh wait, this is exactly
This is
it's the easiest one. It's what it's made for.
This is what this card is for.
We did it right for once.
Sometimes we get a card that just works.
Well, what was it? It was just like with Dust Force, and I drew the two word card.
Yeah, Dust Force. We called it Dust Force. Well, I think that does it. We made a
Eric?
show.
Would you watch this?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I mean, I feel like this show becomes Idolmaster at a certain point. I don't watch Idolmaster, but like I thought about watching Zombieland Saga.
I watched like the first 2 episodes of Idolmaster.
I would
That
watch.
show's not or at least the first 2 episodes are not about what I thought it'd be about.
Idols.
No, it's like their new manager just going on just interviewing all of them, being like just like, oh, this is the daily life of an idol.
I mean, I watched the first few episodes of Supersonico, I guess.
I watched those too. Ugh.
I'd watch Reborn in the Ska World.
I'd watch Reborn in the Ska World too. Skirled.
If you people listening to this would watch Reborn in a Ska World, tell us in the comments what your favorite kind of skanking is.
Maybe like the special Easter egg.
What?
Just process what you said. Like the special Easter eggs in the shows, like you could see like people in the background. They would actually have like the T-shirts for actual bands. So you'd see someone in a Mustard Plug T-shirt, a Boss Tones T-shirt.
No, it couldn't. It would have to be like.
It'd be really small.
It would have to be the JoJo version, so it'd have to be like Ketchup Plug.
Massachusetts
or the
Tones.
very strong Boss Tones.
The very strong Boss Tones. Fuck, what's that?
Are you trying to think of Planet Smashers?
No, I was trying to think of like a Streetlight Manifesto one.
Oh. We could just do Lamppost Manifesto. It's not hard.
Lamppost Doctrine.
Yeah.
Lamppost Doctrine's pretty funny.
Damn, it's a shame. If it had only been a 2-word title, we could have called the thing
That could have been their
Lamppost
band
Doctrine.
name.
I guess we could have came up with a name for the band, too, but we didn't specify we had to, so...
Fuck it, it's Lamppost Doctrine.
So please, in the comments, when you're leaving a comment about how much you like or hate ska, or ideas to put in the hats, feel free to also drop in the name what you think we should have called the band, because it's probably going to be funnier than whatever we use when we make the actual thumbnails and art for it.
Yeah.
I think that does it for another rambling man edition of
A round of Animaybe.
We done it.
This is a juicy one. I like this one. I was not looking forward to this. I was not optimistic at all at the beginning of this.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
I'm so happy I was wrong. This is great.
Someday you'll learn that as long as you're willing to play in the mud that I lay out for you, we'll make it home on time.
Fine. All right. Good night, everyone.
Remember.
Nailed it.
Heat stress.